There's a lot of historical homes. And some
and when
cool
you're done
stuff to
with
see.
that, call me, and we can go out partying.
Okay.
In this video, we're talking about things to do in Rhode Island. There's a lot of things that you can do, and for a lot of those things we're talking about in this video today. So stick around. Before we get there, smash the subscribe button. Don't smash it, just click on it gently and subscribe. Click the bell if you want to get notifications, and if you don't, that's okay too. My name is Albert, realtor with Home Smart Professionals and team leader at the Hajdaraj Group. This is Serena, our team manager, and let's get into the video. All right, so things to do in Rhode Island. Yeah. How many things do we have here? It looks like we have a lot. Well, if you were to name the number, do you know?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you think it's over 40?
Yes. It's
cool.
probably over 60 things.
Over 60. All right, so let's get into
we're not going to,
right
describe every single thing. We just want to name things so that you kind of get a good understanding of what there is to do around Rhode Island. So let's go. We're going to start with Providence. Providence is obviously the capital city, so it's the best place to start.
Providence, Rhode Island. Mixed feelings about Providence out there in the streets. Yeah. People seem to love it. People seem to hate it.
The comments on our videos are interesting, yeah. But keep them coming. We like it. But we are fans of Providence. We absolutely love Providence. Yeah.
I'm originally European, and it just kind of reminds me of like a little European city and just hidden somewhere, and it just has authenticity, and that's why personally I'm a big fan of Providence.
But on to things to do,
and no comments that can change that. No comment on YouTube can change how I feel about Providence.
We'll start with Roger Williams Park because there's a lot of things going on in the park. You've got the zoo, which is huge. You can see like animals from all over the globe and tons of stuff. There's interactive exhibits and things. Super fun zoo for the family. And also in the park is Rhode Island's only Museum of Natural History and their only public planetarium. So that's pretty cool. Something that's, fun to do on a random weekend. Check out the planetarium in the Museum of Natural History. In the park, you'll also find that on Fridays and Saturdays, they do food truck. It's not a festival, but they just have a whole bunch of food trucks lined up in one of the parking lots, and you can just go and try food from all the different food trucks, hang out, eat, enjoy yourself. It's a nice way to spend an evening, to do something different. And speaking of spending an evening doing something different, Providence also has Waterfire, which is super fun. Just an event every other Saturday. They have local artisans come and set up shop. You can buy local products. You can buy local food and drinks. And you just get to enjoy the Waterfire exhibition. They just have, literal fires on the water.
Yeah, it's beautiful. For the record, in 2020, the Waterfire was canceled.
Yeah.
But they actually just announced it. I don't know exactly the date, but they announced that they're excited. We're excited for the return of the Waterfire in 2021. It's going to be this fall.
Awesome.
And it'll start later this year. Plans are underway to bring the magic of Waterfire back to the rivers of Providence this fall. Hopefully, the first small-scale lightings will begin in September.
Awesome.
There's no specific dates confirmed as of yet, but they're working on it, and we really, really hope that that happens because it's a lot of fun.
What else can you do in Providence at night? They have the PPAC, Trinity Rep Center, and Lupo's, all for entertainment, right? At the PPAC and Trinity Rep, you can see plays. PPAC itself has like Broadway level plays and musicals and all sorts of things going on over there. Lupo's, they host a lot of cool concerts, very famous people and local people alike. So those are fun things to do. Let's just name a couple more things so we can move on from Providence. You got the Museum of Art.
Of Art, Providence Children's Museum.
Prospect Terrace Park.
We can talk a little bit about the nightlife before we move on. I mean, there's definitely a nightlife in Providence. If, it's not a...
You have to look for it.
You have to look for it. Yeah, you have to look for it. It's definitely not the kind of nightlife they would experience
in Boston, right?
In Boston or in New York
Yeah.
or a bigger city like that. But we do have some really nice rooftops, especially in the summer. Really nice bars, dive bars, really good
Craft cocktail
craft cocktail bars. So there's definitely a lot that you can do.
Karaoke bars,
Karaoke bars.
rooftop.
Actually,
the G,
yeah,
the
you're
G
right.
is more of the nightlife.
The G pub is more of a nightlife type of place because you can go and have food there, and then after 8 o'clock or something, they
have a
stop the
DJ.
kitchen, they bring a DJ, and the party begins.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you have the Federal Hill area as well, where there's on top of restaurants, you have a lot of hookah bars and a lot of hookah places that will stay open till about 1 o'clock.
And then you also, in addition to like nightlife, restaurants, bars, that kind of stuff, you've got a lot of historical sites to be able to see, the John Brown House Museum and others. There's a lot of history in Providence.
I don't encourage going to a museum after you had a wild night out of drinking.
But for
a
a daytime expedition, you can go and enjoy, look at all the history in College Hill, on the east side especially. There's a lot of historical homes. And some
when
cool
you're
stuff
done
to
with
see.
that, call me and we can go out partying.
Okay.
All right.
And then you've got, the flea markets that happen during the warmer weather every Sunday by the water. Super fun. Local artisans set up shop, kind of like Waterfire, but it's every Sunday in the afternoon. And you can buy local goods and, shop local. Super fun. Providence really has the most going on, as well as you'll find out in Newport, but we're going to just like hop around now from town to town, see what's around. In Bristol, you have absolutely beautiful Colt State Park on the water, barbecue, picnics, summer fun for families. There's a Dell's lemonade stand always there. You can bike ride through the park. Also in Bristol, it's just a super fun place to bike around in general.
Yeah.
We've done it. If you just bike around the neighborhoods, like the back neighborhoods, it's very cool to see all of the, expensive houses and check out the private beaches that you can find around. They're kind of hidden, but you'll probably run into one or two. And then also in Bristol, you've got the Hershoff Marine Museum. Don't know too much about the Marine Museum, to be honest with you, but seems like it'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And then talk about nightlife in the summer. There's decent action going on in Bristol.
A fun spot to hang out at in Bristol is Thames Waterside. They've got a rooftop, get drinks, hang out, watch live music happening.
Absolutely.
Great spot right on the water. Super fun. And around it, there's a couple great restaurants and other bars too. So if you want to bar hop a little bit, eat some food at the local sushi place, I forget what it's called, DeWolf Tavern. What else is over there? Aiden's. There's a lot of places to go hang out. Rhode Island has Block Island, Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
These places are just, we don't need to talk about too much about what's going on there. You kind of know. It's beaches, fun restaurants, fun nightlife, everything, nightlife that islands have.
I read a statistic that it was somewhere around like 70% of Rhode Islanders have never been to Block Island.
Really?
Yeah.
That
Which is
doesn't
crazy.
surprise
Well, but
me.
it's I guess so. I mean,
it's also expensive to stay over there. So
it is, yeah. But
Yeah.
it's beautiful. It's
really beautiful.
it's really nice.
Martha's Vineyard. I love Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah.
Both of them are awesome. So
Mm-hmm.
a lot to do over there. Jamestown's got 2 state parks, Fort Wetherill and Beavertail. Both are absolutely beautiful. A lot of historical sites in Jamestown too, and just a lot of like beachy areas, just beautiful, laid back. If you want to, enjoy Newport at night or enjoy Newport some days and then be in Jamestown, like just relax with that quintessential Rhode Island town vibe, it's the perfect place. They have the Beavertail Lighthouse Museum, and I know that in Fort Wetherill State Park, there is also a really cool aquarium where they showcase local marine life, and I think they collect samples from the water, put them in the aquarium for a certain amount of time, and then maybe a couple of weeks, and then they'll go out and release them again after they study them a little bit and people get to see them, and then they'll get new life and they'll restock the aquarium. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jamestown is really nice. And then near Jamestown we have Newport.
Oh yeah.
So in Newport, there's tons to do.
Newport is not a secret, so
Yeah.
it's most people know about Newport and what you can do there. People visit Newport from all over the world, not only all over the country or all over Rhode Island. You can start with like the basic and most known stuff, which is like the cliff walk, the mansion tours and all that. But I feel like as a local, you kind of know that there's definitely much more that goes into Newport than just those bigger things. Like there's a lot of really good restaurants, and you have bigger, more popular restaurants that you read about, but then also there's a lot of kind of like mom and pop shops.
If you notice, we always go back to restaurants.
That's all we do.
I'm like, we're talking about things to do, and somehow we end up talking about restaurants.
Because what we do is eat.
I know.
That's what we do.
One of my favorite things is definitely Ocean Drive. And Breton Point State Park. It's beautiful. It's you'll see one of the most beautiful sights you're going to see in all of Rhode Island over there.
Yeah.
Honestly. You're looking out at the ocean, the open ocean. It's just really a sight to see. I wrote a blog on all the state parks. If you want to check it out, I'll put the link below. All the state parks in Rhode Island. Well, my top 10, I think I did. And Breton Point State Park is just great because it's on that, Ocean Drive with that water view. If you go over there on a really like almost rainy, a cloudy day where the water is just tumultuous and you just look out and you see the waves just coming up high and crashing out onto Ocean Drive, it's really a sight to behold, really beautiful. So if you're in Newport and you're there on a cloudy day, a stormier kind of day, definitely head over there and take a look, because that's something that you won't be able to see otherwise. And speaking of that area, first of all, it's beautiful to bike, to drive around to. What did we do? We took the
little carts,
the little go-karts, and we drove up that way. There's also Castle Hill Inn, which is one of Newport's, if not the best hotel in Newport.
Yeah, it probably is.
And also, if not the best restaurant in Newport. They have an inside dining, which is a little fancier, but if you go outside on the lawn, it's all the same menu, really great food, pricey, but totally worth it because it's just on point. And you can sit outside, enjoy the most beautiful water view that you're going to see at any restaurant in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And you can have the most delicious scallops you've ever had, a really great lobster roll, whatever it is you want. You can go for lunch or dinner, enjoy cocktails. They have the lawn where you can sit out on a lounge, like a little white lawn chair, I guess, and have a cocktail or a wine and just sit there and enjoy the view. It's really beautiful. Really nice thing to do.
We should add that they are part of the Forbes standard.
They are, yes.
Yeah. So, do you know what that means?
Yeah, it's just a certain level of service that they have to meet to be a part of that standard, and it's pretty high. The service is great there.
Yeah.
I also want to say that the Castle Hill Inn Lighthouse is a place that a lot of people will go take pictures, see the view from the lighthouse. And speaking of hotels, our other favorite hotel is Gurney's, which is on Rhode Island. You can it's right near the downtown area. You just go right out onto the island, and you can hang out at Gurney's. Most people don't realize, even if you're not staying there, we go there sometimes. We stayed there for our wedding. That's where we stayed. Gurney's, you can go there even if you're not staying there, and they'll have music sometimes. You can have dinner, you can have drinks, and it's right on the water. It's really beautiful, a great view of the Newport Bridge, and you can have an Aperol spritz and sit at a casual little table outside and just enjoy the view and your drink.
That's right.
So that's something fun to do. Otherwise, there's Fort Adams State Park. There's a lot of events that happen over there. The Newport Art Museum, the International Tennis Hall of Fame, which we honestly just discovered recently.
Yeah, last year, right?
Yeah, I think it was during COVID because we were looking for things to do.
We did a lot of things during COVID.
Yeah, apparently. But the International Tennis Hall of Fame is really cool. You can see people actually playing tennis out there.
Yeah.
And then they have, the museum-y area. And
then you also have the Car Museum, which is really great. It's a big museum with a huge selection of cars. You can see they have certain days where they open the hoods of the cars, so you can see the engines and stuff. But yeah, I mean, you're talking from modern cars to extreme classics of people who collect these cars and keep them, and then they bring them to the museum to just kind of be shown there.
Definitely not a lot of places like that where you can see those like older
Yeah.
models of cars and
Absolutely.
just rare.
I know you don't care about that stuff, but
It's
you
cool though. I don't.
I
but
appreciate the sportsmanship. on this.
one more thing that I wanted to say is two things. One is is Bowen's Wharf. Great spot just to go out. There's a lot of great restaurants over there, bars, waterside bars, shops, and just cool to walk up and down the docks if you want. So that's one. And the other is that I learned about this place. It's called the Swiss Village in Newport. So it's situated on 35 acres of what was formerly the estate of Arthur Curtis James. Built in 1916, patterned after actual Swiss villages from the Italian region of Switzerland. So it's not like nothing else that you'll see, not just around this area, but pretty much anywhere in the United States. So James maintained a farm, employed over 100 people, and entertained servicemen here during World War II. After changing ownership a few times, after James' death in 1941, the SVF opened here in 2002. The mission of the SVF Foundation is to preserve germplasm, embryos, semen, and genetic material of rare and endangered breeds of livestock. That's very interesting. I did not see that when I first was looking. But there are 15 buildings that make up the site, and there's just one day a year where visitors can come in and actually tour the whole grounds.
Yeah.
You cannot go on the grounds otherwise. It's once a year. So if you're lucky and you're here when that's happening, it would be very cool to see this place, because it's very historical, and it's like it's been, kind of captured in a moment in time that you can't go and see it otherwise. So I thought that was really cool. From Newport, that's pretty much like everything we want to cover in Newport. There's so much, there's even more to do. It's hard to, we might do like a whole video on just the town of Newport.
We have to do a video
on everything, because it's just too long
for people who are thinking about visiting, because there's so much. Even like we go there all the time, and it always feels like there's so much to do that it's not like you're never bored when you go there. No.
Same area. We've got Middletown, Portsmouth, Little Compton, Tiverton.
Yeah.
All of these places, they have, they're definitely not as chock full of things to do like Newport is, or even Jamestown. But there are things to do. You've got the Greenvale Vineyards in Portsmouth. You've got the Newport Vineyards in Middletown. You have beaches in all of them. Little Compton has a great beach called South Shore Beach that one of my friends introduced me to, and it's beautiful and kind of hidden. You might not normally go there because you're thinking to go to Newport. Middletown's got beaches. Middletown also has the Norman Bird Sanctuary.
One thing that I would like to add about Middletown, Charlestown, kind of Tiverton and that area is you're not going there for a lot of action. You're going there if you're looking to relax, if you kind of like looking to get away. You can rent Airbnb a nice property and just kind of like spend the time doing that. It's just more of a relaxing thing rather than looking for things to do. But the good news is if you're in Middletown, Middletown is like 10 minutes from Newport.
I was gonna say, wouldn't you say that Middletown's really, if you're visiting, you're really only staying in Middletown because you're hanging out in Newport or Jamestown? Because there's not so much to do in Middletown. There's stuff that there is to do in Middletown is more like right on the border of Newport.
Yeah.
Like the Newport Vineyards, which it's called Newport Vineyards, but it's in Middletown. Otherwise, Middletown is really more of a place to live than to visit, right?
Yeah.
But Little Compton and Tiverton, beautiful areas.
Oh my God.
Scenic to drive through. They're both like very country-esque, but by the waterside.
Farmy.
Yeah. If you drive through Tiverton, both of them, Little Compton or Tiverton, and you can see some of the most beautiful sights that you wouldn't be expecting. In Exeter, you'll find the Yawgoo Valley Ski Area and Water Park. Obviously, those are seasonal, but definitely fun things to do if you're here in the summer or the winter. Pawtucket has McCoy Stadium and the old Slater Mill National Historic Landmark.
Pawtucket used to have the Paw Sox.
Yeah.
But we don't have them no more, so.
Where are they now?
They're in Worcester.
Oh, okay. Lincoln has Lincolnwood State Park. Beautiful park, very like natural. Now I know all about the parks because I did that.
The blog.
That blog. A very natural, woodsy place to go. But really beautiful to kind of like walk through or picnic in. And then Charlestown has Burlingame State Park where you can camp, which is cool. It's like one of the biggest campsites around. It's huge. So South County is Charlestown, Coventry, East Greenwich, Exeter, Hopkinton, Narragansett, North Kingstown, Richmond, South Kingstown, West Greenwich, and Westerly. There's a lot going on between a few of those towns, some more than others. You've got Scarborough State Beach, Narragansett-Town Beach. So Narragansett has a lot of, great beaches and things to do, places to go. You have South Kingstown State Beach, East Matunic State Beach. Matunic Oyster Bar is awesome. There's a lot of things going on seasonally there. On their website you have annual Movies on the Beach series, Blues on the Beach, Children's Hour at Tomaquag Museum, Clarke Road Ice Rink, food trucks at the beach, and more. They have Lobsters and Lighthouse tours, which are self-guided, but you can take a 90-minute narrated Rhode Island Bay cruise tour on a luxury high-speed catamaran past 10 lighthouses and 10 islands in Narragansett Bay. So that's cool. They have an arts and culture tour. They have a South County Heroes and Settlers event. They have South County Rhode Island Lighthouse cruise, treasures and keepsakes, because South County encompasses miles of pristine coastline, thousands of acres of woodlands and nature preserves, ocean beaches, freshwater ponds, and meandering rivers. So you can kind of go and check out all of those places. They have just all these cool little events. Check out their website, southcountyri.com, if you want to learn more. Definitely a lot to do in that area.
Absolutely.
We don't frequent that area so much, so it's harder for us to speak on it. But that website will tell you everything that you would want to know. So we're going to wrap this up with just letting you know about the different wineries and breweries that there are to visit in Rhode Island, because there's a lot. And then just some of the things Rhode Island is known for that you should definitely do while you're here, or if you're going to be moving here, which, by the way, hit us up if you need some help with that.
Hey!
But yeah, so let's get into it. Wineries. You have Newport Vineyards in Middletown. You've got Carolyn's Saconnet Vineyard in Little Compton, Mulberry Vineyards in Chepachet, Verde Vineyards in Johnston, Greenvale Vineyards in Portsmouth, and Gooseneck Vineyards in North Kingstown. So that's 6 vineyards. And then if you're up in the East Bay area, you should definitely also head over the border into Mass and check out Westport Vineyards. Great winery, great wines. And then you have breweries. Rhode Island has some really great breweries, actually, and there are a lot. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, like at least over 20 listed here.
Yeah.
I'll read them all, and then I'll just kind of touch on the best ones that we know really well. Smug Brewing Co. in Pawtucket, Buttonwoods Brewing in Cranston, Line Cider Brewing in East Greenwich, Apponaug Brewing Co. in Warwick, the Tilted Barn Brewery in Exeter, Proclamation Ale in Warwick, Foolproof Brewing Co. in Pawtucket, Providence Brewing Co. in Providence, Whalers in South Kingston, Beer on Earth in Providence, Long Live Beer Works in Providence, Revival Brewing also in Providence, Ragged Island Brewing Co., Moniker Brewing, 12 Guns Brewing, Scheidson Beer Co., Crooked Current Brewery, and Trinity Brew House. These are all in Rhode Island. So if you wanted to go beer hopping, you have at least 3 days worth of breweries to go and hang out at. You could pick
more than 3 days.
But I mean, if you were going hard, from brewery to brewery, probably. I mean, if you wanted to try one a week, then you have the whole summer.
Well, if you live here, you should definitely do that. Try one a week, my friends.
That's probably a better idea. But some of our favorites, I know Proclamation Ale, they're really good. I know Smug Brewing Co. also good. Foolproof is great. I love Whalers. I mean, their APA is very, very well known. Yeah. It's won awards. Long Live Beer Works is a great brewery to go hang out at. Revival is very well known and has tons of great beers. When I was managing a bar, we did a event with Revival, so we got to have people taste all the different beers, and everyone loved it. They're so good.
I think I was there at that event.
You were, yeah. They're
not
great.
Not working, drinking.
Lastly, we just want to talk to you a little bit about the things that you should definitely do if you're in Rhode Island, wherever you are. First of all, you can eat at some of the top restaurants in the country. We've talked about this in our Providence video, but Providence, Rhode Island was rated the best food city by Travel and Leisure a couple of years ago, and it's only gotten better. Tons of James Beard award-winning chefs in the area. Great restaurants and great bars over here. All over, though, not just Providence.
Yeah,
Newport,
all over the place.
You can head to the beach. Narragansett, Newport, Little Compton, Tiverton, Jamestown, Portsmouth, all of these different places. You can go to the beach in so many different areas of Rhode Island, and there are so many beautiful beaches, especially the state beaches, of course, but a lot of small hidden gems too. The East Bay Bike Path is something that, like, if you're into biking or walking, running, definitely check out the East Bay Bike Path. Seafood in Rhode Island, of course. You have to have seafood while you're here, right? Lobster rolls especially, or anything with clams. Sea bass. Pizza strips, right? That's Rhode Island. Rhode Island is very well known for pizza strips. Gotta try pizza strips. Pick and eat your own fruit. There's a lot of farms around that you can go and pick whatever's in season. Strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. I honestly do it every week at a farm near our house. I go and get blueberries or raspberries, whatever's in season, and that's what we eat for fruit. And then go rock pooling, fishing, clamming, all these different experiences. You can definitely rent out a boat, go fishing. You can go clamming in so many different areas.
I think this is enough. I think people should start with this. Yeah. And once they're done with this, then hit us up and we'll find some other things for you guys to do. But yeah, this is it. I mean, we had much more on the list, but this video is just going way too long. So hopefully you found some value in the video. If you have any questions, obviously don't hesitate to reach out. Check out our website, check out our blogs. We have more information there regarding these things, kind of more depth. And as always, if you're thinking about selling or buying some real estate here in Rhode Island, don't hesitate to reach out. We are here for you. And before we leave, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.